Alright guys, so Dan Ige and Gavin Tucker. This fight is a featherweight fight at UFC Fight Night Edwards versus Muhammad. Dan Ige, a top 10 featherweight fighter in the world. Gavin Tucker, the 32nd best featherweight fighter in the world. Dan Ige and Gavin Tucker both have amazing records. Dan Ige, 14 wins and only 3 losses. Gavin Tucker, 13 wins and only 1 loss. But Dan Ige, being a top 10 featherweight fighter in the world, he actually has an age advantage in the fight. He's 29 and a half years old. Gavin Tucker is 34 and a half years old, so definitely an age advantage for Dan Ige in the fight. Dan Ige is 5'7" tall. Gavin Tucker is 5'6" tall, so a little height advantage there for Dan Ige in the fight. And then Dan Ige, 71-inch reach. Gavin Tucker, 66-inch reach. That is a 5-inch reach advantage for Dan Ige in the fight. Dan Ige, this guy, is coming off a loss in a main event, a 5-round main event fight against Calvin Kattar. Beat Edson Barbosa in a really close fight. Beat Mirsad Bektic. Beat Kevin Aguilar. Beat Danny Henry. He's an absolute beast. The tablet predictions for the fight: 71% of the vote going for Dan Ige to win the fight. 29% of the vote going for Tucker to win the fight. The betting odds for the fight: Dan Ige -130 as he's slight favorite in the fight. Gavin Tucker, the plus 100, near even underdog to win the fight. And if you look at the actual betting odds now, that was the betting odds for a couple of days ago. The betting odds are right now. Let's check where they are. -150. So the odds for this fight have kind of spread out a little bit, making Dan Ige even more of a favorite on the fight. Most likely this fight's gonna go all the way. I don't really expect a finish from either fighter in the fight. But Dan Ige in that fight against Edson Barbosa, it was really close. The reason that people are thinking that Dan Ige lost the fight is it was a really close fight. But he did actually have a little bit less strikes, just 1 less strikes, landed on less efficiency, but he did get that 1 takedown. That's probably why the judges ended up giving him that the win in that fight, 29-28, on all the judges' scorecards. It was a really close fight, but he did beat Edson Barbosa, who's an absolute beast right now in the lightweight and now in the featherweight division. Beat Mirsad Bektic, pretty much a domination, 43 significant strikes to 17 significant strikes. Beat Kevin Aguilar with literally double the amount of strikes and got a knockdown in the fight, got a takedown in the fight. Against Danny Henry, had a lot more strikes than him, got a knockdown in the fight, ended up getting the rear naked choke submission after knocking down Danny Henry in the fight. Beat Jordan Griffin, really close fight, but the takedowns ended up getting him the win in that fight. So he has a lot of really close fights inside the UFC, but a lot of really good dominant victories. He has a lot of power in his right hand, knocking down guys like Kevin Aguilar and Danny Henry. If you look at his opponent, let's see, where is he? Gavin Tucker. He only has 5 fights inside the UFC, only 1 loss as a pro-made fighter by decision against Rick Glenn. It was a pretty dominant performance. Rick Glenn just went for takedown after takedown after takedown after takedown, and that is one thing that Dan Ige can use in this fight. Dan Ige has a pretty good takedown, can get the fight to the ground and control it just like Rick Glenn did. As you guys can see, 142 significant strikes to only 23 significant strikes. He landed at a 59% efficiency, had 4 takedowns out of 7 in the fight, 57% takedown efficiency. The win for some submissions. Literally half of the fight was literally Rick Glenn on top of him. He won the fight on one judge's scorecard, 30-25, 30-24, and 29-27. Absolutely insane. He does have some wins over Sung Woo Choi in a pretty dominant victory, 37 significant strikes to 23. Had 5 takedowns in the fight, went for 2 submissions, ended up getting the submission in the 3rd round by rear naked choke submission. Got another rear naked choke submission over Justin James. Got a knockdown in the fight, dominant victory there. Then fought Billy Quarantillo, a dominant striking performance there, and had a lot of takedowns, 7 takedowns in the fight. This fight is going to be a very interesting fight. I cannot wait for this fight to happen. The thing is that Gavin Tucker's only loss as a pro-made fighter was to a guy that went heavy on the takedowns, but Gavin Tucker, since that loss was around 3.5 years ago. Since that loss, his takedown defense and his own takedowns have developed so much, and his striking is looking so much better. Dan Ige and Gavin Tucker on the ground, I think it's pretty even. I might give the slight edge to Dan Ige. On the feet, literally 50-50 in my opinion. I think this is a really close fight. But Dan Ige, he has the age advantage. He has the reach advantage. He has the height advantage. On the feet, I think he can utilize all those things to win the fight on the feet, forcing Gavin Tucker to want to get the fight to the ground. But Dan Ige, as we all know, has pretty good takedown defense and has some pretty good takedowns of his own. So Gavin Tucker might get 1, maybe 2 takes in the fight. But if Dan Ige can keep the fight on the feet, using that reach, height advantage, and even the age advantage on the feet, I think Dan Ige can use all those attributes attributes in his game to ultimately win the fight by decision. It should be a very close fight. I think it's going to be 29-28. I think Gavin Tucker will pull out one of the rounds due to a couple takedowns, due to some ground and pound, maybe going for some submissions in the fight. But ultimately, I'm going to be going with Dan Ige to win the fight after that loss in a main event against Calvin Kattar. And I think Dan Ige is going to win this fight by unanimous decision.